What's that we're looking at, Jennifer? It looks like a bunch of branches and they all look alike. They do at this time of year, don't they? But they aren't. They're different. Of course. So right in the middle is a grapevine. That is one food source we have noticed this winter that is beloved, and I'm sure you've all heard that a ton. Almost all the fruits are gone. They're eaten when they're fresh and when they dry. Grape is one that can be challenging, I know, because it can be a monster vine, but don't eliminate it. That's what we've really worked to not do, is don't eliminate it. We do cut it back in this area, you can see right here, because that vine reaches across the path right here where we walk. And we want to walk through here. But anywhere we can let grape grow, we do. And that's a lot of spots. It creates those awesome thickets and tangles that we're always talking about. And the fruit is clearly so important in wintertime. Another one, you hear me talk about all the time, this black walnut out there. And if you look close, right under that cut grape, but further back, is a walnut, a black walnut cached in a red bud. And it totally cracks us up because there are black walnuts cached everywhere. And I wanted to really shine a light on these two because they are consistent, abundant, and beloved nuts and fruits, so winter food sources. It's not just squirrels that eat the black walnuts, it's all kinds of birds. We see the squirrels often open the nuts, and then if they don't eat it all kinds of birds come in. White-breasted nuthatches, tufted titmice, cardinals, dark-eyed juncos. They're all picking around in those nuts. And one thing that is so cool about these plants, which I just said, is the consistency. Every year these walnuts put on fruits. It is just abundant and consistent. We talked about mass trees and how they're not always fruiting. Oaks might go a couple years without fruiting. They're so essential and critical, but having these that are consistent are just fabulous, especially in these winters that are really tough, and even in ones that aren't. I mean, food sources run out in the time of year when things aren't growing. So when you have something so consistent and abundant, it's just a joy. There's so much life eating these different nuts and fruits. This is swamp rose, and the fruits on swamp rose are definitely disappearing. Not all in one day because they're pretty big sized fruits, but as they shrivel and dry, the robins are out here eating these, which is super awesome to see. And right in here we also have purple giant hyssop, and it seems like maybe the seeds developed on this plant. There's a lot of chaff around and some bird tracks, and so I'm hoping that that's true. Some of these we've seen the birds work on of other species, and they just leave it real quick, and then we'll go bang on the plant and see if any seeds come out, and they have not. But I'm hoping that maybe this one is one where they're actually getting some. You can't control your phone. It's going to focus on what it's going to focus on. This is the brown thrasher zone. It's out here with the rough leaf and the silky dogwoods. They have been here for probably a month now, and we usually don't have brown thrashers here in this part of Ohio this late. So there's obviously some good food out here for them, and they love this habitat. I'm turning all the way around, woo, to show you also the northwest corner right up there past that spruce, full of vines. Lots of grape. There's also a lot of trumpet creeper. I don't know who eats those. And then lots of poison ivy and some crab apples too. And then of course the climbing rose is still out here. They are slow to disappear. We do have some Multiflora Rose still out here. Those are usually quick to disappear. So this thicket type area, the brown thrasher is loving. Here is a major area of activity for wildlife here. This is our small stream, and it's still flowing up at the top. Down where we often look at it, where we have the bigger bridge, it's frozen completely. But look close here at the snow. This is a big access point for all kinds of mammals and birds. The ice forming in here is just beautiful too. But look along this stream here. Look at the cover. That is part of the appeal. I think maybe a dove just flew out of here. They love to sit in here, as do many other birds, and get water, but also feel the protection that all of these plants offer them. And then the plants, of course, help the soil be held in place too.